But when I was working at Universal and I was working with Richard Epcar said, you know, you can do a lot of weird voices. Why don't you come down to this studio with me? And so I went there and I sat there one night, and he literally taught me how to loop, how to do the loop. You would watch it once, and back then it wasn't digital, and so the recordings would be on tape. And it was like, oh, you went a little long, you put too long a pause there, and you cut the tape and show it, and then retape. That's how they did it back in olden days. Yes, the recorders ran on coal.
It's not Washington.
Yeah.
So did voice acting in animation take you into video games, or?
Well, I did a lot of anime in LA prior to going to Chicago.
Right.
Then when I went to Chicago, I did a lot of voiceover for commercials, which wasn't animation. Then when I came back to LA, I looked up Richard Epcar, and he found a couple of jobs for me. A couple of other people, and I worked with them. And people say, how do you get into voiceover? Be very, very lucky.
Be lucky.
You know, that's about all I can say, because another guy said, hey, you're Mr. Wright for the Bozo Show too. I said, yes, I have a friend who's got a new kids show, but he needs writers. So I wrote for a kids show called Betsy's Kindergarten Adventures, which had Sally Struthers, it had Tom Bosley, Fred Willard, it had Duvet, which she did the voice for Lilo and Stitch. She played Betsy. And they had all these big name talent, and so I started writing scripts for them. And at the time, my wife was teaching kindergarten. So I would go over my wife's kindergarten curriculum and would base the scripts on real kindergarten curriculum. And the producer of the show, his wife was a kindergarten teacher, and she always approved my scripts over anyone else's. Yes, this is real kindergarten curriculum. So, but then I got smart. I started throwing in characters that no one could do the voices for. And then go, we need somebody to be a German teacher who is running the planetarium. And I thought, yes, I can do that voice. Thank you.
You're doing great.
And then I would write New England mailman. And yeah, well, and it was like, okay, great. And so I would throw in small parts for myself, which meant besides getting paid for the writing, I was getting half the minimum, which by now was $1,200 a job. So yeah, so I was doing very well there. And one day, the agent for Tom Bosley and Sally Struthers came in and said, "You're funny."
Yeah.
Well, my other agent had just dropped me. So I said, well, I'm thinking of making a change. And they said, come down and see me. So I did. And I have been with CESD in Los Angeles ever since. But that's about it. You know, I mean, people ask about getting into voiceovers. A lot of it is who you know.
Okay, let's talk about voice actors, because there's always like voice actors or people that are growing up on anime these days that potentially see it as something they want to do, which is interesting to me, because like when I grew up, I watched cartoons, I loved cartoons. I never thought I could do it. But people nowadays are like, that's what I want to do. So kudos to you for doing a generation. Yeah.
Right.
Do you have any tips for, say, a potential voice actor? Maybe how to develop a reel.
There are so many places in California where you can produce a reel. There are so many voice actors who make money having a bunch of people come down, they talk about themselves, they talk about their career, They have scripts, and they have you try out different voices, different kind of things. And then you do those voices, and you put them on a reel, and you send them out to agents. Now, back then, you actually produced a reel.
Right.
Not anymore. Now it's all digital.
Well, everything's on the set now.
Yes.
So we reverted.
Yeah.
Right, so 8-track.
8-track, yeah.
8-track too.
But no, you have it on a digital thing. And if you write to an agent, I'm a voiceover. Here is a sample of my work, and you can send that to an agent.
A reel.
It's a reel, but it's not. It's
Real in the sense
It's
of
a
what it
digital.
is.
It's a digital. What do they call it? Just a digital download. Something.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, real is now just a term for what that type of recording is versus what it actually used to be.
When I was in my 20s, yes, you would have a reel of either real commercials or real things that you've done. You'd go to a studio, you would edit it down, put it on there. You would then make 100 copies, and you would go around to agents and producers. That's not done anymore. So, yeah,
And you just email it to them.
pretty much, yeah. We email it.
Does anybody have any more questions? I just realized one of the questions and kind of skip back. No? If not, Joey's going to be at this table, which is inside this building, to the left. All down on you've got pins and
I've got
stickers.
pins, I've got stickers, magnets, photos.
Photos to
A
sign,
lot of
yes.
big photos. Me with Harry Carey, if you're a baseball fan.
Harry.
Harry Carey from the Chicago Cubs. Yes. And Michael Jordan.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
I'm waiting for your Michael Jordan impression. Don't.
Stop.
Get
And
Stop.
so,
Get some help.
get them.
Banging
with Romney.
Autograph cards and selfies, so I hope to see you down there.
Before we go, we got some stuff for you. So what would be a dream franchise for you to be in? Something that you haven't been in yet?
Whether it's acting or voice acting,
Just anything, just any project, no matter what it is. What was something that
I would love to get involved in any of the Disney Star Wars franchise things,
okay.
I'd
be very
playing
full circle
characters
for
in
you.
any one of those.
especially now that it's like everything's blowing up again.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. Yeah. So
Star Wars is good.
Star Wars is, I've always liked Star Wars.
Yeah.
I always liked Star Trek. You know? Yeah, thank you. I would have liked to see, since you've been doing all of these reboots, to do something as Harry Mudd. Yes.
Oh.
One of my favorites. Roger C. Carmel mustache.
Yeah.
But I heard that I think they are actually thinking of doing a Harry Mudd thing. So I'm not
I
surprised.
can see that because they're going retro with
Yeah.
was that Brave New World? I
Yeah.
mean, you gotta talk to Chase later, get you in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
Barely Chase is the person who gets you in there. So.
Yes.
All right. What are you currently nerding out on right now?
Currently nerdy grandchildren. Yes.
Something to nerd out
Yeah,
on?
we moved up to Idaho to be closer to our grandchildren. I've been up there for 2 years. I'm now thoroughly sick of them. Yeah.
No good dinner theater? And
No, actually, I would like to get back into theater again. I have to explore that.
Yeah? Okay. There you go.
Like how often do you have to tell your grandchildren to stop climbing your leg?
No, actually, well, they're 12 and 10, so they don't climb anymore.
Stop climbing my leg, you're 10.
They just annoy me. Actually, they're very busy. My grandson has gotten into baseball, talking and nerding out. He is on a walking encyclopedia of baseball facts.
Ooh, I love
That's
that.
awesome.
You know, he's one of those. He'll talk about RBIs and stuff like that.
Very cool, very cool.
My granddaughter is a gymnast. She's fun.
Nice. Maybe they'll be action actors later on.
You never can tell.
Right. So we've asked you this many times, but it's a new audience here.
And you're going to ask ask again.
I'm going to ask you this one more time, probably many more times in the future. What is your favorite kind of taco?
My favorite taco, I would have to say carne asada. Yeah.
With cheese or without cheese?
Oh, with
With cheese.
with cheese, a little pico de gallo, lettuce on the side, just to look at.
Yeah, no,
Oh, I just found your face.
Exactly.
To admire.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
Well, actually, in 2 weeks, I will be in Big Spring, Texas,
Oh, wow.
with the Comic-Con and Toy Show down there.
That's awesome. So if anybody here is heading down to Texas, go check Joey out down there. Again, I've asked this before, and I
Carne asada.
I was looking at answer on this. Bozo versus Krusty the Clown in a laugh off.
In a laugh. That's hard. That's a tough one. It's interesting. The voice of Krusty the Clown is done by the actor
Dan Castellaneta.
Well, Dan Castellaneta was doing improv comedy in Chicago. So he lived in Chicago for many years and watched Bozo with the fellow who did it before me, Bob Bell. And Bob Bell had a friendly voice, red about hair, but he was a chain smoker, and as he got older, the voice got bigger. And that's what he based Krusty the Clown was Bob Bell.
Right.
So, in a laugh off, yeah, I do Krusty Soldier. Yeah.
It comes down to like, who's funnier, you or Krusty the Clown?
Oh, that's hard.
I'm a
Where can everybody follow you if they want to find more?